Before the time of man, there was the dinosaur. Epic, majestic, powerful. Unlike this film that we're going to be discussing here on the Cinestro Core. Welcome back.
Beautiful.
Let's get right into it.
Cinestro Core, the cast, it's your weekly gold mine. Stay tuned in, stay tuned in. They got me the beats, got those comic spins. I stay tuned in, stay tuned.
Welcome back to another episode of Cinestro Core. It's your boy Blacksby, and today we're talking about some prehistoric bullshit. Talking about Jurassic World Rebirth, or as we like to call it here, Jurassic World Remid. Dog shit film in a franchise that is on its last breath. Yeah, I have some thoughts. Let's get right into it, guys. So, the plot of this movie is just like every other Jurassic insert park or insert world movie known to man. Dinosaurs, humans doing shit they shouldn't, and creating dinosaurs that haven't existed for millions of years. And
But Matt, this one's different. This one's different, Matt. I swear.
Oh yeah, this one has a tinge more capitalism in it, and
because in the past, right? They had the dinosaurs free range, and they had a concentrated group of characters, both old and new. And this time, they have a new group where it's a group of mercenaries on an island long forgotten before time of a past civilization with hidden monsters and weird creatures. And it sounds like Kong Skull Island.
Wait a minute, I think you talking about Kong Skull Island? I didn't know this movie.
This movie's like the boneless version of that, and it sounds like it would be a cool step for the Jurassic franchise until the weird family B plot that they shove into this. But we'll get into that down the line. I have thoughts.
Tell them the plot, bro. Tell them the storyline real quick.
So the storyline resolves. I'm going to refer to pretty much all the actors as like their character, their like actual actor names because I don't remember the characters at all. So there's a plot that's thickening. This is now 37 years after dinosaurs first were brought back. So 37 years or so after the first Jurassic Park, and it has also been 5 years since a certain incident on a lab island where they were creating some sort of giant mercenary terrible mutant dinosaur because they haven't learned anything. And then that dinosaur escapes, and all the dinosaurs in the world have moved to like a centralized part along the equator in a string of tropical islands that humans are forbidden to go to. However, one pharmaceutical executive that Luigi missed recruits a group of mercenaries to go out and procure dinosaur DNA to make like super drugs. Like the same way they grind rhino horns into aphrodisiacs or some shit. I don't know what the real plan is, but it's that they get to an island, shenanigans ensue. That's the main crux of it. But along the line of this plot, there is a random family just sailing in the middle of the ocean in this very restricted area that is apparently surveyed by government and that the entirety of the world knows is like forbidden land. But this dad it's his weekend with the kids, so for some fucking reason he takes them to kaiju spattered waters.
He takes them to the ocean equivalent of Area 51, basically.
Oh god!
He took them to Pacific Rim and say, "Y'all about to get some shit going."
It's so weird too because like at first I was like maybe they accidentally sailed there or like one of the dinos like sailed into maybe like civilization waters, but no, he's like no, I built the boat.
He's like no, I did it. He's like I did it before.
Yeah, he built the boat. He knows like how to sail. Like, he's a salesman. Not a salesman. What a sailor. I don't know why I confused that word. But he's a sailor, and he knows what these waters are like. And yet he's like, I'm going to bring my children along with my daughter's boyfriend, who is one of the worst. Just the worst.
It's a shit character.
Just the worst character. I hate him more than the bad guy. I remember Donnie because he's played by Mahershala Ali. I remember
his name was Duncan.
Duncan?
Who
Yeah,
the hell is
that's how.
Donnie?
Yeah, you don't remember
I don't
even
remember.
your
Who the
goat's
fuck?
name.
Who is Donnie?
I remember one character in this whole movie, and it's Xavier, because he is insufferable. Oh my god! Tell me you guys had problems with him too, or I'm tweaking.
No, he
It's-
was not fun.
Oh my god!
And it seems like they were
They-
trying to like build this relationship throughout the movie between like him
Mhm.
and the dad, like them bonding, and we just never get a payoff. Anytime they talk, he's like, yeah, and then they walk away,
because
and that's
he
it.
was high. He was high the entire time they're on that trip. They try to make him like this like unlikable Gen Z, Gen Alpha, whatever douchebag character, and it worked. He's fucking terrible.
Mhm.
He's poorly written.
He's
Among
awful.
the other poorly written things in this movie, the plot poorly written, the script poorly written, the fucking title card poorly written. The only thing that was good, Jonathan Bailey, Mahershala Ali, the soundtrack, and the VFX. I'll give him the VFX.
And the beginning scene was good. I will say that the cold open. I was like,
It was
okay,
hard.
this is not ass. What maybe
Mhm.
people were wrong, and I was wrong. No, they
And
were
then
right. This
it
movie's
was
dog shit.
it was good. And you know what moment ruined it for me? Actually, no,
Damn
it
Snickers.
didn't ruin
Was
it
it
for
the
me. It
fucking
kind of
Snickers bar?
The goddamn Snickers
that was
bar.
part of it. That was part of it, because what the fuck? What do you mean this entire operation crumbles? Snickers wrapper getting stuck in a vent, dude.
It was
That's
so
so funny.
stupid.
That's so funny. The product placement's great. Did you notice when the daughter is in the gas station, she's cowering
Mhm.
for a very long time, and
By
that
a
delicious
Snickers.
refrigerator that reminds you of 23 flavors of Dr. Pepper. She's there for a really long
Mhm.
time. And it
They
says
might as
20.
well have zoomed in on the logo.
Dude, there's a point where I swear to God I thought it did, because I kept on looking at it and I was like, dude, we get it. 23 delicious flavors. It's the sweet one. Please move on. I'm tired. But Matt, what were you gonna say? Sorry for cutting you off there.
So why was there a gas station on a secret island,
That's
No,
like
let me
with
hold on, hold on.
snacks and shit?
What
Let me
is
take
that a
that.
gas
No,
Hold
no,
on.
they
Hold on,
might
let's
have a
take that a step
refueling
further.
station, but why do they have a gas station?
Gerardo, let's take that even a step further. Why the fuck is there a gas station and they have EVs? Where is what car do you need gas
Those were
for?
EVs? I didn't notice.
Those are EVs. Those are electric. Those are like those are like Hummer Sports or whatever the fuck. I was like, what is this?
The warthogs.
This movie's diabolically bad. Like my whole thought process every time, like for example, Rupert Friend would say something like, "Oh, we're trying to think of all the lives you can save. Think all this. They're trying to dive into Zora, whatever her character's name is, backstory.
Cargo.
Underdeveloped, half-baked ass character.
That's all she
The
can
line
play.
was
Bro,
so sloppy. It made me like wonder. In the same day I watched this movie, that's when they announced that Scarlett Johansson's the highest paid actor in the world. I was like, nah, bro, fraudulent activity.
Highest grossing.
Like,
highest
what
grossing.
do you mean? Highest
Tom Cruise
grossing,
died?
bro.
Meaning
Either
her
way, I'm
movies make the most
grossed
money.
out. I am grossed out.
Grossed
That's for sure.
That's fair.
Bad acting, and it's crazy because she's not a terrible actress. It's just this movie is terrible. This movie is it barely captures it for like a split second. It captures that Spielberg
great.
magic from the first film, but
It's
overall,
not.
it's horrid.
I think for me, just I'm on the side of like, probably, I think Gerardo can relate to this. I have no real like attachment to dinosaurs. Like they've never been in my bubble of autism. I think they're cool. Don't get me wrong. Land Before Time goes hard. Groudon, really cool Pokemon, but I don't give a shit about dinosaurs. Right? And so I also have no real nostalgia for the Jurassic Park movies, because as a whole, I think they're pretty okay. They're a technical marvel, but past that, just a pretty okay movie. Same thing with like the way that I would view like James Cameron's Avatar. Very impressive for the time, but movie wise, it's all right. It's pretty good.
Second
Okay,
one's pretty
it's all
good.
right.
Second one's solid.
Second one's great. Second one's great.
Yeah, second one's really
But-
good. But
Because
I get what you're saying.
They had them light
Yeah,
skinned avatars in there.
But that goes to show what these movies more and more became faceted in, that niche of spectacle. They're here for the visuals. They're here for the visuals, and they keep on going for visuals and spectacle over any story or any real substance. Because honestly, past like the first three, and I'm being generous with the third one,
Yeah, including
of
the
the Jurassic
2
franchise.
and 3, honestly.
2 and 3, honestly, past that first one, we're really stretching the limits because
Mhm.
unlike a scenario where you have something like the Resident Evil games where they have Umbrella who keeps making viruses over and over and over again in spite of every bad thing that's happening. They're like, we're doing this for money. We're doing this for money. We're doing this for money. It makes sense. It makes sense because they're a soulless corporation. These people, they're not even soulless corporations. They're just fucking idiots. They keep on just letting dinosaurs go everywhere, and at a certain point, they're not even on an island or contained anywhere. They're just like, dude,
Yeah.
we can't do anything about it.
Also,
They're
there's
just
just
gonna be
like
in the middle of the ocean.
logical fallacies. Like, how did the dinosaur? If they're okay, fine, dinosaurs can only live at the equator.
I
How
guess.
did dinosaurs that don't swim or fly get there?
Very
Mhm.
carefully.
If all they had in that research facility was all those fucked up dinosaurs that they showed us, why are there just regular ass dinosaurs running around? That's what I want to know.
Because Gerard, you forget, this is the original research facility for the first Park.
Yeah, but the
That
good
we're supposed
dinosaurs
to
didn't go to
go.
this island.
That we're just
And then there's
supposed to know
also
this
the
shit.
Lost World, that island that like 30,000 dinosaurs just fucked off to out of nowhere in like the third one, I think.
Yeah, I think it's
So
yeah.
it's just this movie is very inconsistent. And I just,
Like with
you
the
know what?
goddamn Spinos.
It's consistent, bro. It's consistently ass. It's
Consistently
consistently
dog shit.
It's so bad.
I think. All
Now,
right. How about? Oh, go ahead, Matt.
I was just gonna say that I will like to shout out from the bottom of my heart. I do appreciate everyone who worked on the soundtrack. The music was cool, solid,
Score
but
was
that's not
good.
hard. That's you can't fuck up a Jurassic movie score because it's so beautiful.
You can. You
You
definitely
literally have all the
You
pieces.
cannot fuck up. You cannot like I'm saying you can't mess it up. You know you should not
Okay.
not miss it. You shouldn't miss it
Yeah.
because it's really well done. Jonathan Bailey, the real star of this movie, was in the orchestra playing on the soundtrack. He plays clarinet, I believe, or is it oboe? Clarinet, some woodwind instrument. My goat. Speaking of Jonathan Bailey, I think this movie should have been centered around him. I think it should have focused on Dr. Loomis. I feel like it could have made more sense having him, go on some type of quest or expedition to revive the love for dinosaurs, and then made the pharmaceutical company thing like a side plot. Like they're actually you're coming here to do this dinosaur
But then
shit.
how would we get the family POV plot line, Matt? The quadrants, the sales, Matt.
Throw
The
that.
How do we bring Dolores into the movie without them?
They're trying to
Come
sell
on, man.
toys, bro. I don't give a fuck
Graphics.
about a stuffed dinosaur, brother. Listen,
I
I
want
care.
to make the
Like,
nose into an Ant-Man, bro. I hate it.
they said, do you have good plot? Nah, but we got aura. I don't give a fuck about aura, bro. Tell a
This
story.
movie does not have aura. It doesn't even have aura.
The shot with the most aura, I think, where I genuinely felt like a modicum of like, wow, okay, that's pretty cool, is that shot of all the I don't know if they had like some kind of weird pseudo name for this movie, but like the Brachiosauruses, the giant ones.
The Titanosaurs.
Those I like those. Those were fun. I was like,
cool.
all right, this is cute.
The little gram of Spielberg magic. That's all that you get.
But it also got annoying when, like, what this movie was sold at was mercenaries versus dinosaurs. This was Kong Skull Island with dinosaurs. I like
Which
Kong
could have
Skull
been
Island.
kind of
It
sick.
could have been good. It could have been good. But then they're like, listen, guys. We could make a movie or we can make money. We can't do both. We can, but we refuse. So here's where we landed. And they go through all the same beats of your basic dinosaurs: a velociraptor, a flying dinosaur with teeth, and then a big, gross T-Rex that looks like, honestly, it just looks like the Cloverfield monster fucked Zilla.
I was gonna say it looked like a
Matthew Broderick
xenomorph
Godzilla.
almost, or like a mix of a xenomorph, a beluga, and a T-Rex.
You're talking about the D-Rex, right?
The what?
The D-Rex, the
Is that what it's called? D for deformed.
Deformed T-Rex.
The deformed Rex.
It looks like a fucking what's it called? What's the thing from Star Wars called a Rancor? It looks like a Rancor.
I didn't hate it. I
I
kind of wish
didn't
it was
hate
in
it,
more
but
of
I
it.
also I think the reveal shot of that thing is solid. The silhouette of it through the flare, I think that's really solid.
Yeah,
That
it's
was good. I
Here's
enjoyed that. Granted, that made me realize the movie was coming to an end, so that dopamine probably got confused. But but I did think that was a really cool shot. That was good use of lighting, and how it just throws the helicopter, like just spikes it on
oh
the
yeah,
ground. I
bro.
was like,
That's
dude,
hard.
this thing sucks. That thing goes hard.
Here's my quick fix to make this a better movie. Obviously,
Gotta
the
make
plot
it.
needs to be rewritten, but
Oh.
to bring
Mhm.
life back into this franchise the right way, you gotta try
Yeah.
something completely different. The whole let's repeat the same fucking story thing is played out, bro. It only works for one director, who I won't mention because I'm not glazing that movie this time.
Mm.
Top Gun Maverick, Joseph Kosinski.
Oh my God.
Nah,
F1, my goat,
F1, big F1. All my Ferrari fans stand up.
bro. The man just understands vibes.
He knows
He
ball.
He knows
Matter of
he
vibes.
fact,
gets it.
give him the movie and they'll be way more gooder.
This
Honestly, yeah.
honestly, no, you're not wrong, Matt, because he's good at taking like a formula and reinventing it or repackaging it in a way that feels great for both general audiences and critics alike.
Mhm.
The people who make these don't have that light in the eyes that Kaczynski has. I think they've lost the plot, quite frankly, because these all feel very by the numbers, and it's to the point to where the movie's writing, the depth of it is so shallow. Now, granted, I'm not expecting like fucking Citizen Kane from Jurassic World, but like at least a bit of some substance would have been nice. Like ScarJo's character literally states, "I'm just having a PTSD moment because I have PTSD. I have PTSD because one of my friends died. I have
She's like,
PTSD."
I think I'm
Bro,
having a little PTSD, and then just the movie just shrugs it off.
The
bro,
movie's like, "Oh,
it's
cool."
like
Like I wanted
it's
like a
when
branch to
Dakota
break,
Johnson
and she's like
said,
huddling in a corner having like a Tony Stark panic attack or
yeah,
something. Like anything.
it's like when Dakota Johnson was in Madam Web and she said, "Remember, my mother was studying spiders in the Amazon rain."
It was a shit
What
jungle before she disappeared.
type of shit is that, bro? What the fuck you mean by this? What do you mean of this? What do you mean? So
What do you mean?
my quick fix, my fault. I meant to elaborate on this better. My quick fix to save this franchise from completely fizzling out and having to be rebooted in about 15, 20 years. Um, Take a new angle on this. You have all the material to make a solid horror film. Make it a horror film about,
Mm,
and that D-Rex is the
It
perfect
should be a
fucking
horror
thing.
film. No, I agree completely.
Will
I
it be
could,
very like on the nose? Absolutely. But it'll be
It'll
done
yeah.
be
if you
more
do it
like the
right.
book. It's not
Matter.
like it's unheard of, and it's not
Honestly,
Yeah.
like horror movies don't make a fuckload of money.
We just
it,
watched
it just,
Sinners go ballistic in the box office.
Exactly.
28
I
years
think,
later go ballistic in the box. Like you cannot fuck up a horror
mm,
film. You know what I mean? You
well,
should
unless you're
what they should have
Blumhouse.
done, stick with the same base bare bones of this movie, right? You got this
Okay.
scientist who fucked up. Of course they're making Jurassic blah blah blah. And then they fucked up and made the D-Rex because they were trying to do something cool, but the Snickers bar made that nigga get mad or whatever. I don't fucking know. Um, and
Get a
then
bigger
that
a bigger cast and
island
fucking chop them the
And
fuck up.
chopping
Just
people.
go
and
Yes,
here and
exactly.
here's an
Use
idea.
the
Here's an idea as
chemistry.
well. Because you have that ensemble cast, right? You don't have to go too in depth on characters, so it doesn't make it as obvious as this movie which characters are going to die versus which ones aren't, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can make it to where when that D Rex escapes at the beginning of the film and that research facility collapses and all these dinosaurs escape, it's years after that. This team is sent in Rogue One style to get the assets of that, like the plot of Suicide Squad, essentially,
The DNA
right? And then
thing.
it and then on when it's outside in the jungle, it's like Predator, right? And then when they get inside of the facility, it turns into Alien with the D-Rex stalking them. That
My
this
boy.
good. This
It is
I
good.
see
It is
the
good.
vision. I see the vision. That sounds really good. Actually, I would
I'm
watch
telling you,
that.
bro. I'm telling you.
It would.
We,
That's
they need to
good.
give us whatever studio can give us like $1 billion to just make this happen.
Good. Honestly, fuck it. Let's go to Blumhouse. They will put money at anything.
Bro,
They're
this is
cinematic
a banger.
Netflix. They
I'm
don't care.
not bullshitting. I'm gonna save this episode. I'm gonna
This is
email
actually
to
Why
Universal.
am I hype about this? This is a solid
It's a good
idea.
idea. It's a very good idea. It's a
You
doable.
you
It's very
you mix
straightforward.
attributes of two very iconic horror franchises of Alien and
Mhm.
Predator, and you still have the Jurassic label with the dinosaurs put on it. You could have your big ensemble cast and eventually just knock them all down.
Mhm.
This this has potential to turn the franchise in a new direction, but I think it's also because they invest so much money into things like the toy side of things. They
Mhm.
have that Jurassic World animated show that's on Netflix. That
They have a what?
what's her
No,
name?
they have a
Miss
Jurassic World animated show.
yeah, it's on
This is
Netflix.
the
They
first day I'm hearing about that.
they're really going
I've
for
heard
the
about
whole
it.
kids and family kind of general audience vibe with this because one of the things is Miss Casey from Severance is she her actress voices one of the main villains in that animated show that then makes her way into the previous Jurassic World movie. She's the blonde one that looks like a Bond villain with the all white suit that's at that big chase in when they're in like Rome or whatever.
Uh-huh.
But I think because they have their hand really deep in the pot of the kids and family and general audience thing, they're trying too hard to steer away from that pivot. But if they got their hands the slightest bit dirty, their movies would be something instead
You're
of
not
just
smart, bro.
spectacle and set piece. I
You're not
Although
didn't feel like
smart.
I
any
think
character was
it
in
should be
danger a moment
said.
in this movie.
I think we should mention that the general audiences, for the most part, love these movies regardless of how
Yeah,
ass they are.
It's like
yeah.
Fast and Furious. People are still
So
gonna
that
watch it, even though
they have no incentive to change it.
Mhm.
This is the Bay.
mind you,
Well, it's not Bayformers level yet, but
mind
it's
you,
getting there.
Fast and Furious is made by Universal as well. So
Oh my
take
god.
that for what you will. Formulaic movies that are god awful, but will do well at the box office because general audiences don't really care about that. You know, the little intricacies that we analyze here on the show. But
Which is fair, I guess.
we'll
It's
see.
different strokes for different folks.
And speaking of different stroke, man, Jonathan Bailey, man, that my goat.
Insane segue.
My goat, casting my man. This is either the next James Bond or this is Cyclops. I'm saying it here right now. If either of those studios is smart,
Oh, dude, fuck you
tap
for
him,
that.
tap him for James Bond or tap him for Cyclops. Let that man cook because there all these rumors I'm hearing of some Patrick Schwarzenegger Cyclops. I'm not watching the MCU film with him in it.
He
No
seems too
disrespect to
old for like a Cyclops, but maybe like
Beast,
Beast is a fair one. Beast is a fair
Maybe.
one.
Eddie McCoy.
I feel like he'd be a pretty good angel, or at least archangel. I feel like he has enough
Ooh,
good depth to
mhm.
him to where he could give that shadow side to like when Warren turns dark for Apocalypse. Be neat. Maybe. Also, granted, I love Channing Tatum, but he does a good job. But actually, no, he can have Gambit. He can have it. Fuck it, I don't care anymore.
Ooh.
No, please. He'd be
Jonathan
much
Bailey,
better Gambit.
hold on. Jonathan Bailey, hit that Creole, that Cajun accent real quick.
Yeah, but
I
actually
do.
do a good one, please.
Okay, that was part of the meme for that. But
I know,
outside,
but let's be real.
I don't
He can't
care.
do a good one. We're talking about Channing.
probably not.
No.
Probably not. I mean, he spoke like a black guy in like 2 Step Up movies, so he's got accents down, I guess. But my man,
Accents.
my man.
What?
But back to Dr. Loomis, which by the way, this may just be my horror movie brain, but I heard
Got that out
Loomis
of it
and
too.
I was like, is it Billy? But it's not. But I do think what Matt's saying is very much correct because it would have given this movie a through line of what it reminds you of 4 different times through both text and dialogue of no one cares about dinosaurs anymore. No one cares about dinosaurs anymore. The human race doesn't care about dinosaurs. It's me. I'm the human race, and I don't give a shit about dinosaurs. And the movie reminded me of something that I know 6 different times, including a text crawl and several lines of dialogue for like the first 15 minutes of the film. Of people don't like dinosaurs and don't care about him. But
Yeah,
him
it felt like.
talking about how he wants to bring back the magic of
Mhm.
dinosaurs, how he wants to make people care, and how he's even tied to Dr. Grant. Like, it makes sense.
You like that?
No.
I thought that was
I
fucking
didn't lie.
stupid.
No. It sounded stupid, right?
Okay.
But it was a connective tissue to where if they focused the movie around him, it would have made more sense to put that connection in there. He has an original connection to like the original group of Jurassic Park people, right?
Mhm.
He has a love for dinosaurs, and much like this movie is trying to recapture that magic and get people interested in overall what doesn't fucking matter. He would be a perfect metaphor for the movie itself, to where it would give this movie past like the very most shallow level that it's at right now. It would
Layers,
give it at least a little bit
layers.
of meat, a little layer, at least 2 layers, man,
Mhm.
at least 2 layers deep. Matt's got a point with that.
It's just we've seen it's like whenever we watched Gladiator 2, right? The beginning of the
Mhm.
movie explaining everything between the first movie and the second one. Just your movie should tell that, you know?
Right.
Your movie should tell a story. It sounds very simple, but a lot of these movies we've seen in the last few years have missed that mark. Tell a story, an enjoyable story that's going to keep your audience locked in and thirsting for more. You can cast all the most amazing and like talented and hot actors you want. If your plot is fucking god awful, I don't even know what word to use. I don't even know what profanity I was about to put together. God awful dog shit. If that's what your movie is, it's not gonna bang. Now the benefit that the Jurassic universe has is that this is a known franchise. People are gonna watch this movie regardless. There could be 100 reviews on whatever page you want to call it saying this movie's awful and you shouldn't see it. I'm gonna go watch it. I got $20 to spend at the movie theater. I'm gonna go watch it. Bro.
Yeah.
No. Tap into F1. Watch something real. Eddington comes out in like 2 weeks. Superman comes out tomorrow. Watch that.
Mhm.
Don't waste your time on this until they turn this franchise around to a way where it's and even if you want to, I'll give him the whole I want to sell toys, I want to do this, I want to do that. You can still do that. You can still have several different like you said, they have some animated show now. You can go lean into that. You can make a TV series. But if you
Come to
want
think of it, even Fast and Furious has like an animated cartoon, and they're what they are.
I'm not talking about that shit. Don't talk
No,
to me about
but
no
I'm saying
speed
that,
racers or
like,
whatever they call it.
no, but I'm saying like you could still have those 2 separate markets, right? Because in
Mhm.
Fast and Furious, they talk about like murder, prostitution, drug
That's
trades, and
true.
all this shit, and they
Mhm.
still have a kid show. So yeah, it doesn't make any sense why they're too afraid to like spread their wings a little bit and
It's
branch
because
out.
they are stuck in a box,
Mhm.
and there's a way out of it. They're stuck in a door in a room without a door. They're stuck in a room without a door, but they can't figure out how to turn around from the wall and walk out the door and do something new. And until Jurassic franchise figures that out, they're going to be stuck here, spinning their wheels, spinning their proverbial red and green Jeep wheels on
Mhm.
the track to destruction and sadness. Because that's all I felt during this movie. I gave it. I think this is one of my lowest rated big money blockbusters right now. It's like a 2.5 star. And I
That's
only give those 2.5 stars
really high.
because it is really high.
That's
Because
really
Jonathan
high,
Bailey
yeah.
and Mahershala are the only reasons I was even in this theater. So there's that. Also the
I kept
podcast.
thinking
But
his beret was gonna fall off. It looked too small for his head.
see another thing too. That's another thing. We mentioned earlier how Scarlett Johansson's character Zora is undercooked and they don't dive into it more. Same thing with the rest of the cast. What the fuck, dude? You got Mahershala Ali, Academy Award winning actor. The fucking goat.
Allegedly
And you mean to tell me
late.
he's just there to stand there and smile and just because nobody's dumb enough to go where we're going. That's all. That's all you
He's there to
give
just
him
show
more.
gums.
Let him fucking work.
That
He's so
that
good.
also was a
It's
very
like when you
dumb
watch
reasoning.
what's that stupid ass movie? No, the one that's like the end of the world type movie from Sam Mason.
Leave the world behind, something like that.
That
Yeah.
one. Some
No,
bullshit
that
like
was
that.
bullshit.
Bro, he was wasted in that too. What do you mean you have Mahershala Ali? If I
You
have
take away
if I have
Blade and then you
Michael
give
Jordan,
him this.
if I have prime Michael Jordan on my basketball team and I say sit on the bench while these other useless niggas score or try to, Do you mean to? I would get fired as a coach. I would get terminated. So what do you mean you have Mahershala Ali doing nothing in this nothing burger of a movie? Oh my God. I just made myself mad all over again. Jesus Christ.
It also doesn't make sense from like a story standpoint where a lot of things happen.
Mhm.
Like these characters are so durable to where you genuinely do not feel any stakes because you know everybody
Yes.
except for the people who they have not given the smallest crumb of a background motivation for will survive. Like that's just the way it's gonna
I
go.
knew,
Everybody who
Ed
has
Screen was dying. I knew Ed
the
Screen was
moment
dying, though.
I knew he was dying because isn't he the villain the whole movie? Like the CEO guy that brings them together.
No, you're
This
thinking
dude don't know names.
he doesn't even know
What the
the
fuck are you
Yeah.
talking
actor's
about,
name.
man?
I'm gonna be honest.
Ed Screen is the guy with the gun, the first one.
Ajax.
Oh.
Ajax from
Ajax.
Deadpool.
That's why he looked familiar.
Oh, this
Oh
fucking
my
guy.
Because he had
God.
hair. He had hair in this. He didn't have hair
Oh,
in the,
that's exactly. I'm not even gonna lie. Deadass. That's exactly why.
This guy stinks!
Look. This movie. I'm just a proof, a living bit of proof that this movie is so fucking forgettable that I don't even remember the real people in it.
It's
But
boo-boo.
but there's like so many points in this where I'm like, there is no stakes at all because they survive shit where I'm like, okay, they're going to be fine. Like when the family's boat got overturned, they were introduced, I want to say like 20 to 30 minutes in, and it wouldn't have just been for no reason. I was like, dude, Jurassic Park movies don't have balls. They're not just gonna kill off this family for no reason. They're gonna be the
Bro.
B plot. This movie doesn't need
Mhm.
a fucking B plot. It already
That's where
has
the
everything that it needs.
The
that's where the
plot
horror
itself
should
is
have
already
started.
feels like a B plot.
That's where the
Exactly.
horror sequences should have started right there when the boat turned over
Mhm.
and Xavier should have been sacrificed to the dinosaur gods. Right then.
Xavier is
I'm with it.
insufferable.
That would have
He's
been
the
perfect.
fucking worst. When he
And then
refuses to drive the boat, I was like, dude, you run a risk of them both being tired and you crash and you die.
I turned into he
Why
made me
are
so
you?
mad. He made me so mad. I turned into Aaron Taylor Johnson from Bullet Train. I call him a bellend in the theater. I was like, you dickhead, fucking
No.
bellend, you
That's
dickhead, you
accurate.
bum. It's like Aaron Taylor
Oh my
Johnson in the
God.
room with
Being a
us right
different
now.
nationality.
I turned
But,
British, bro. Can you believe that? Me, British.
Everybody-
I'm sorry that happened to you.
No, bro, I felt wrong.
everybody's fucking backgrounds are so
Kinda
shallow.
Ireland.
Where like, what's that? The one dude that dies, like he gets like fished
Just
out
like
of a
anybody.
fucking pterodactyl's mouth. The one that's dangling from the cliff.
The French
Does he have
dude,
a
No
name?
one knows.
Frenchie.
Like
Pierre
Crusade.
Frenchie.
La
But
Cruz.
look, but look,
That's his
look,
name. I didn't even know his
It
name, bro.
might be.
I called him Pierre. I was like, that boy
But
Henri.
His name
look,
is LeBlanc
my-
or some bullshit. I
look,
promise you.
LeBlanc.
That's my
Matt
guess.
LeBlanc from Friends, Joey. All right, I'm gonna call him Joey. Joey,
Leclerc.
Christ.
Leclerc. What I tell you?
That-
I knew it was gonna be
What's his name?
a le
Leclerc?
name.
is
Leclerc.
Leclerc. Oh man, dude, that's my
That's
favorite
F1.
Kevin Smith movie. Leclerc.
F1. Charles
But
Leclerc, my goat.
but he dies in
Big ups
like
to
he
Lewis Hamilton.
dies and I genuinely thought because everybody's background is so fucking paper thin that when Mahershala Ali when they're on the boat he says, "Hey, what did I tell you? No French before breakfast." I thought that was funny. I was like, "Ha, fuck you, Frenchie." But also at the same time, I was like, maybe French is enough of a character trait to keep him alive, and he did live the
No.
longest. Out of the fodder, he
No.
lived the longest.
That's true.
Out of
He
the
did.
fodder,
We
He
he
did
knew.
it
lived the
long,
But
longest.
we knew. We knew.
Yeah, but nationality apparently is enough character depth to get you to survive to like 45 minutes to an hour into the movie.
Was his like
Mhm.
wife's name even mentioned during the movie?
He had a wife?
Well, the other girl who died, the lady.
Oh, the one in the crow's nest.
Yeah,
I didn't know she had a relationship. I thought she just worked there.
I don't know anymore.
oh,
This movie's so
My God.
under
shit.
fucking cooked. It's ridiculous.
It's so fucking baffling. They even had this moment where the family is like split off from the people on the boat, and they all jump into the water because apparently the evil businessman, go figure, is actually an evil businessman, and he lets the daughter drown, and so the whole family jumps off because they're like, if one of us goes, we all go, and they'll go to save her. And then they end up on the island, and as they're like walking through the island,
Wait. Not even before we talk about when they get to the island, she fell off, and they were Spinosauruses in the water, and then all of a sudden she falls, and they're all fucking gone, and they can all jump in, no problem.
I'm telling you, bro.
Well, he says the Mosasaur can't go in shallow water. Okay, clearly the Spinosaurus can.
They're very, very small in comparison. Like their bellies aren't scraping the rock.
They show up at the beach immediately after. So why wouldn't they follow the? Oh, it's stupid. It's
like they're bobbing in the water, and also like whenever Loomis falls from that temple, I don't care how many palm fronds are on this genetically engineered island. Go fuck yourself. He did not survive that.
He should have died.
He's dead. He fought.
Not only that, he died like he fell like 2,500 feet,
before he hit the
and
ground.
then all of a sudden, these motherfuckers walked down the stairs that fast, and Scarlett Johansson had enough rope to just slide down there.
He fell like a house and a half worth of height.
More than a house.
We always talk about suspend your disbelief in the theater and blah blah blah. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not.
Suspend your frontal lobe. That's what you need to do to get into this movie. Suspend your frontal lobe and all actual critical thinking, and then you can be like, all right, this movie. I can buy into it.
What I will do is suspend my rating and change it from 2.5 star. The more that we've talked about it, I think it deserves to be like maybe a 2-star max. 2, maybe 1.5, 1.5, 2
star. If we're doing ratings, I give this bitch a 1.
I'm giving it a 1.
This movie's not
good. 1. The only positive I can give this, the only positive I can give this is not only did this give like people jobs who probably need to feed their families, but also Mahershala Ali gets to keep the lights on after Blade gets its throat slit. So this is fine. 1 star. 1 star. This shit is fucking worthless.
The way we just wrote a whole new Jurassic movie is the way I've been trying to figure out how to rewrite Blade, and it's so simple. I'm not gonna release it. I got plans I cannot reveal because the haters are trying to stop me. But when I do reveal it, just know shit's gonna be super. Speaking of super, my goat, James Gunn.
I didn't even catch it.
Don't fucking miss. My goat, do not miss. Superman hitting theaters tomorrow night, right?
We don't have a picture for it, so pretend
whatever day it is.
Superman. Oh, there it is.
I just did it. I changed it because this movie, bro, and we're only going to talk about this real quick because our full review will be released next week.
Indeed.
The early reactions to Superman have been generally positive, generally very positive. People are saying it's bringing the feeling back. It's bringing, because we've dealt with this dark and grungy and disgruntled Superman for the last however many years. The only other interpretation that has been solid was the CW Superman with Tyler Hoechlin. I don't know how many people actually watched it. I
Superman
did.
And Lois, right?
Yeah, Superman and Lois.
Yeah, it was pretty solid. I caught a few episodes.
I like Tyler Superman. I think that show did help keep the Superman brand, the positive Superman brand alive. Because love Henry Cavill, that version of Superman sucks. It sucks. It makes me feel dread. It makes me unhappy. It makes me want to fucking kill myself. Don't demonetize me, YouTube. Shit's terrible. And then you add on top of that,
but those movies have aura.
Murderous Batman who's killing the fuck out of everyone.
Yeah, but he has aura though while he kills them, so it's okay.
And then as fucking Ezra Miller as the Flash, and that's not even the worst part.
Unforgivable.
That's not even the worst part. Gal Gadot.
Jason Momoa.
Gadot.
No, we love Jason.
Jason Momoa was cool in Aquaman. No,
those movies are ass despite him. I mean,
he was over here.
Yes, I think
slamming a whole bottle of Jack.
I think it makes sense.
Bro,
I like Jason Momoa. Is what I'm trying to say.
I don't
up, bro.
I like
Jason
him, bro.
Momoa, Aquaman.
Have you seen the Minecraft movie? He's great in it.
Oh,
I have.
And were you gonna say that he's bad in it?
I can't say the movie's good, so
I ain't
Yeah,
say
but
it's good.
okay.
But you know what is
Who's
gonna
the
be
worst
good?
part of that movie? It's not Jason Momoa.
It's Jack Black.
But
It is Jack Black.
yeah, it is Jack Black.
It is Jack Black.
But speaking of black and speaking of colors, there is something that I want to say relating to this movie that involves colors that I recently saw, and I think that it's making me
Hold on.
very happy. I saw it.
Speaking of black,
No,
in my
stop.
mind went somewhere else. Oh, shit.
Chill out,
He
Grace
said,
Randolph.
speaking
All
of
right,
black,
look,
I said,
look.
hold on. What do you mean by that?
Randolph is crazy.
What do you mean by that?
All right. So here it is. I recently saw an interview where Nathan Fillion is talking about Guy Gardner and him as a character, and he says, I'm probably going to be misquoting, I'm paraphrasing here, but he says something along the lines of, "Whenever you need somebody who can handle one of the most powerful weapons in the entirety of the universe, fueled by sheer will." You call upon a Green Lantern. And whenever you need a Green Lantern and no one else is available, you still don't call Guy Gardner. And I was like, that
He
is a
knows
knows.
pretty
ball.
accurate
He
description.
knows
He
ball.
knows ball. He knows because Guy is, granted, he is a Green Lantern with a lot of heart, but he's also one of the ones with like the highest rate of police brutality because he's a fucking idiot.
You seen
And,
that haircut?
and
You already know.
that's not a man who makes good
What time
decisions.
it
If you
is.
walk out with the Three Stooges tape or fade, that's not a
The
good
blue
decision,
hole.
man. But he's just overall like a high school gym coach that peaked and is a douchebag, but he's also got a heart of gold. So when the chips are down, because he is too stupid to give up, because he is one of the most like aggressively try hard niggas in the entirety of the core, he possesses a large amount of willpower, which makes him a lantern you want in your corner. And the fact that Nathan Fillion, who has voiced Hal Jordan in multiple DC animated things, is now playing Guy
Yes.
Gardner, that's a fun pivot within itself. So I'm very excited to see how the Lantern mythos gets fleshed out because that's one of my favorite pockets of DC lore, personally, for
I
me.
heard word on the streets is that everything about this movie is bringing back the life to DC that has been missing. We're gonna get some good appearances from, of course, Guy Gardner, Green Lantern, Isabella Merced as Hawk Girl. Everyone's talking that she's doing great, and of course, our GOAT, Big Blue himself, David Corn Sweat. I knew this guy was destined from the day I first saw him, and we called it here first that he was going to be Superman. They released that he was going to be Superman. I was like, we don't miss. I said this movie's going to be good. Motherfuckers try to tell me I'm wrong. They try to doubt me. Guess what? Ha ha, bitches. Next week you're gonna really see me like brag and gloat. I'm Superman build right now. I'm just now coming off my F1 high. I'm about to be out here hoping it up real fucking lit. Like don't. Anyways, enough is enough. I think I've said enough. Please, if you have a chance to go see this movie in IMAX, please do. IMAX, I feel like IMAX theaters need to be more common so everyone can enjoy and experience the glory of IMAX. Speaking of IMAX, talking about a movie that did release and go as hard as possible in the IMAX theaters. Sinners, Big Sin is now on HBO Max HBO, whatever they call that shit today. I don't know. It's changed names like 5 times in the last 3 weeks. Sinners is on HBO Max. I will be watching this another 22 times. I'm locked in. But what I really want to do, I need that DVD. Ryan Coogler, Michael B. Jordan, hear me right now. Send that DVD to my house, brother. I need it. Send me the director critique, the director commentary on the Blu-ray. I need that, please. They released this. Thank you, bro. They released this film on the alleged Independence Day of America, the same day that a certain orange someone signed America's death warrant. So I don't know. I found something positive to celebrate that day, but overall, I was pretty gloomy the whole time. I was also working, so there's that.
I was at work and in America. I had nothing to celebrate.
Yeah, bro, and ain't shit happy, bro. We are still, to this day, still in chains. To this day.
To this day.
To this day. Like,
by the way, I guess
not least. Oh, what you got? What you got?
I had a piece of news that I think isn't necessarily news, but it is something that I think all of us are looking forward to, except for Gerardo because he only plays one character. But
the AZ character, the AZ corner of
Fuck that
knowledge.
stupid ass game. I'm
Marvel
over it.
AZ
Marvel
corner of
Rivals.
knowledge.
In approximately 3 minutes, Marvel Rivals is dropping their new season featuring
Oh
all the
shit!
the symbiotes
Is
as
that
well.
coming right
2
now?
minutes.
It's I
I'm on the
believe it
game
releases
right
at
now.
midnight, but I could be wrong. But
No,
as of time of
it
recording,
releases tomorrow.
it releases the 10th, right? That's in 2 minutes.
1 day and 4 hours left on the battle pass, so you got the 11th.
Oh, the 11th. Well, I guess I can't count. Anyway, in 24 hours ish time of recording, a day and a half or so from now, Marvel
Bro can't
Rivals
do
releases with their new season, and I, for one, am very excited because I really do like all of the Donny Cates symbiote stuff that's going to be featured, including a Celestial Venom skin, which might give me a reason to main Venom and never touch a woman ever again. I'm so excited. So excited. So very excited for this. So I thought that would be a nice little thing to inform people of that's happening. And there was one other thing that I found out recently, but I cannot remember for the life of me. Oh, oh, oh! I didn't mention it. Because I'm the only one who watches cartoons. I would like to inform people
Thank
that the
God.
new season of the legendary anime known as Dandadan has hit its second season, and it's really
What the
good.
fuck?
And you should watch it. Dandadan, whatever you want to pronounce it as, but it's very good. It's very
What the
fucking good.
fuck are you talking about, man?
Look. It is about a boy named Okaroon, right? And then there is a girl. Her name is Momo Isa, right? And she basically is
What?
like a long line. Shut up! These are just Japanese names. Why are you wanting it that? That's like I said, Derek, and you go what? Like it's not the same.
Who the fuck
They're
is
just
named
names.
Derek, dude?
Momo ISA? What the
Stop
fuck is a
making
Momo?
shit up.
Nigga said
These
La
are
Boo
their
Boo?
names. Point is,
La Boo
That
Boo?
background radiation doing crazy
Okaroon
shit over
believes in
there.
Okaroon believes in Jesus Christ. Okaroon believes Okaroun believes in like a whole bunch of like I gotta
No.
take a shit. Okaroon believes in like a whole bunch of like cryptids and like Gravity Falls S type shit, right? Basically like things
Crip.
that go. All right, and then
Really?
Momo believes in like spirits and monsters and demons and shit, and they both argue. They're like, this one's real, the other one's real, this one's real, the other one's real. Turns out they're both real, and Okaroon gets possessed by a demon, and then they have to basically fight off several forces of evil, and it's really fucking good. It's really goddamn good, and I recommend it. And last but not least, my final piece of interesting news. This isn't new, but I recently watched Batman versus Dracula again for the first time in like 15
What the fuck
years.
is that?
Have you never seen Batman versus Dracula? You're
talking
No,
about
lying.
I have a
Batman?
job.
The
The
Batman?
animated, bro. It's the Batman, right? The one that they had in the Kids WB, the
When he had
YouTube,
claws. That
when he had
Jamaican
claws.
Joker.
It's made by
That Bumbleclot Joker.
Matsuda, the same guy who does Teen Titans.
Okay.
Yeah, that blood
Right?
clot
It's the
Joker.
same. It's the same. Same
Is
like
this on
and
Max?
everything. It's on Max. It's on Max.
All right, I'll check
Right.
it out. I'll watch one
No,
cartoon
But
this month.
now until they cut it off.
it is literally a movie that was made because they had the Bat embargo in the 2000s where they couldn't use any of the Nolan Batman villains in the show because people were like, no, audiences seeing two different versions of the same characters in popular zeitgeist, they'll get confused. Audiences are stupid. So instead of Ra's al Ghul, they used Dracula, who is Dracula, but you look at him, and if you give him a green cape instead of a red one, he is just Ra's al Ghul. But it's so good. It's such a great movie. The
As
Joker's a
he's
vampire. The
in
fucking Dracula's over here biting people. It's got Vicky Vale in it. It's so good. It's so goddamn good. And I really forgot how great that movie is. So
it's
give it a rewatch
essentially
if you have the time.
season. It's like season. Was it season 2 of Marvel Rivals where the Dracula takes over the shit? Eternal Night
Exactly.
Falls. Same
It's
thing.
like the Blood Hunt event from Marvel. Exactly. Exactly like that.
Banger,
It's that,
banger
but for
shit.
Gotham. It's so good because Batman's never faced magic before, and he's like, I can figure this shit out. This shit a breeze, fam. Cracks his knuckles and gets down to business, and it's beautiful.
He
It's
gets busy.
amazing. There's a point where Dracula is like at one of his functions, like posing as a socialite, right? And he's like, "I'm Doctor Alucard. Nice to meet you."
Mhm.
And fucking Bruce just gets like some lady's like lipstick.
And
It's like Eddie gets
he
like a
runs to
silver dinner tray. He writes Alucard on it, puts it in the beer. He's like, "This nigga really thought I was gonna be." It's just off his ass.
He said, "You come here."
Let me talk to you. Let me talk to you. There's one bat that is allowed to soar the skies in this city. It is me.
When
You
he
cannot
figured it out, he
dance
said,
like a bat. But yeah,
I don't want peace.
Batman versus
I
Robin.
want problems always.
Batman, once he found out.
But that's a little accurate. By the way, to just pivot it back to the whole DC thing, you know what's weird?
Mm,
I'm hearing a lot about Hot Girl and Nathan Fillion's Green Lantern, but you know what I'm not hearing about? I'm not
Mr.
hearing about
Terrific.
Rick Flag, Mr.
My
Terrific,
fucking
Rick
God.
Flag Sr., and Metamorpho, who I
Oh,
think all three of those are going to be very underutilized in this movie. Because
Ultraman.
looking at it, and the cat and Ultraman, I mean, he's the main villain, so you can't really flesh him out too much in the trailer and the marketing. And I think I'm just spoiled by like a TikTok brain of everything in the movie being put in a trailer. But like, I'm not also word of mouth wise not hearing anything about these people, and the cast is very stacked and very busy, so that concerns me a little bit. But James Gunn's good at ensemble, so I'll let it cook. I'll let it
So
ride.
what I heard from the
Hashtag
block.
gun in my mouth.
Oh shit!
Jesus Christ!
Talking about James,
I was
right?
I was
That's
about
like
to
I checked
agree
out and I heard James or gun
gun
maybe.
don't jam.
on both
Gun
ends. I
don't
don't.
jam.
Damn.
Gun don't jam.
That's what I'm saying.
Gun
You know what I'm saying?
safety off.
Hashtag
Safety off the gun.
gunshots fired.
Oh my god, we got to
Gun
copyright
barrel
these.
in my face.
Hashtag gun on my hip. Hashtag
No, waist was perfect. Wait. Barrel in
gun
my
on my
face.
waist.
Gun on my waist.
I got a gun on my mind like I'm Ernest Hemingway, baby. Let's fucking.
Hashtag
Oh no, I just caught that. Fuck.
gun go off.
Oh no.
Hashtag gun
I
go
figured
off.
it was Cobain, but I was like, no, let's go a little bit more obscure.
Hashtag gun control.
That's already a hashtag gun
Okay,
control now.
wait a minute.
Is that
Wait a minute.
what?
Actually, because he is there in DC, we could just call the entirety of the James
Wait,
Gunn DC
hashtag
reign gun
under gun
control.
control.
Under gun control. That sounds kind of fun. Yo, copyright that. Trademark
Do
that.
it.
Matt,
Put it
put
on
a
a shirt.
ticket
Put it on
down
a
there.
shirt. Put it on a
I
shirt.
don't know how we do that, but we gotta find a way to copyright that. Under
Hold
gun
on.
control? That sounds hard. That sounds really fucking
Doing it
hard.
right now. We're changing it. That's gonna be next week's episode title.
Hashtag gun. Ooh. Superman review, parentheses, hashtag gun control, but it's gun with two
Gun
G's.
control.
That might be cooking.
Hashtag guns akimbo.
Guns
Hashtag
blazing?
guns blazing. Guns unloaded.
Ah, my God, bro. Yo,
We don't
Wall
miss.
Street
End
Journal,
this
LA
episode.
Times, Hollywood
We don't
Reporter,
miss.
whoever, hire us. We don't miss.
Hashtag
Just like
gun
Hashtag
don't
gun
miss.
miss. Hashtag big guns. Let's
Hashtag, hashtag, I'm trying to end this episode, but I
Yeah.
can't find a segue. Thank you
You're doing a
so
great
much for
job.
watching. Thank you
hashtag
so
put
much.
the gun down. All right, I'm done. My bad.
Jesus Christ. Much like we're done with this episode, thank you very, very much for watching. Thank you so much. We appreciate you for listening. Share us with your friends, enemies, anyone, anywhere. If you find even a homeless man, wake them up. Don't pay attention to them trying to stick a used needle into you. Just tell them about the Sinestro Core, a great podcast that you will love amazingly, just like you'll love someone who's even better than us at Backstage OL. Do you like behind the scenes news? Do you like Hollywood scoops? Do you like getting the inside, low down, and dirty of all the behind the scenes of the Hollywood blockbusters? Well, you're not going to find it here, but you certainly will find it with them. They are expanding their market across the United States. They hit Philly recently. They expanded to Texas, and they're going to various places. And our very own David is also with them. So go ahead and give them a shout out. Do not tell them we sent you. They don't know us. But you know who does know us? Me. I'm Tari Singram, allegedly. And I allegedly am a YouTuber Allegedly. And allegedly, I make content there, allegedly. However, allegedly, actually not allegedly, convictedly, I have not been able to think of anything to upload. So I'm probably just going to bullshit a video this weekend before I go see Superman and see what happens. But I also stream on Twitch as well. I will be streaming the new season of Marvel Rivals, and it will also give me a excuse to show off my new hair because I like it a lot and I look super cute. And speaking of people who look super cute, if you want to follow our cutie patootie little selves, follow us at Cinestro Corp on all platforms without the S. If you put the S there, we will know. We will find you, and we will hold no quarter. So go ahead and share us around. And thank you so much for listening, watching, liking, subscribing, doing all the YouTube things. And we will see you next week when you will be shown that a man can fly. We're talking Superman, baby. Hell fucking yeah. Let's go. Love you.
Big ups, the man them. Big ups, Big Blue. Let's fuck.